The next thing we're going to do is I want you to start putting your stickies into groups. Now, a lot of you have been grouping based on the questions. But now I want you to think of a category. Think of a topic to put your ideas in. I'll give you some examples. Don't do it to be very easy, like all the things I love, like I'm happy and I like hiking and this is too easy. For example, you could group by easy or difficult to see. So for example, what is it easy for other people to see about you? Maybe other people look at you and see that you're happy and that you're hardworking and your dream is to do this. They know this. So this is one group. What is the thing people don't see about you? What part of your personality, what dream do you have that you didn't share? Put these together. Okay? Another option could be is think of a group based on who you want to be and who you are now. What's your personality now? But who do I want to be? So again, why we do sticky notes is you can move them around. You can create sticky groups based on your success or failures. Your success, or what have you been really good at? What have you been very successful? What have you not? Create groups. Okay? What would be the biggest change for you compared to what you are now? What would require the most work to change? All right? So look at all the stickies on your wall and start to make groups. Start to make categories. Okay? These can be a little more creative. This could also be like a category based on, for example, travel. If I think travel is super important, then maybe travel, language, personality, all this goes in one group. If I think, my alone time is very important, maybe all that is one group. So think of groups that are either important to you, groups that describe you, or you can use these things. Just try to make a few groups of your stickies. So, ideally when you're done, you should not have one big group, two big groups. If you can get like 5 or 6 small groups, this is best. Maybe at least 4 groups, like 3 or 4 groups minimum. No more than 7 groups. No more than 7. So most 7 groups. Minimum 4 groups. Again, your minimum should be 4 groups. Your maximum should be 7 groups. But reorganize. You can organize by what's most important to you. You can organize by what is a success, what is a failure. You can organize by what is easy to see about you, what is difficult to see about you. If there is one word that you think is important for many groups, for example, language is important for dream, language is important for travel, write it again. So you have 2 language notes and put on both. If there's something that's very important, write it again and put it in 2 places. Take another like 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes to finish grouping. 2 to 3 minutes to finish grouping. Again, if there's something you feel is very important, you can write it 2 times or 3 times and add to a group. It's okay. Take about another minute and a half. About a minute and a half. Go to the next. Alright, some people started doing this, that's okay. I want you to give each group a name. I want you to give each group a name. So for example, in this group, this is my success group. Maybe this group is my who I want to be group. Maybe this group is what people don't know about me group. Give each group a name. The name should be maybe 3 to 5 words. Again, it's not a sentence. Just think of a name to describe the group. Like who I am, who I want to be, why people love me, why I'm amazing, where I want to improve. Give each group a name. 3 to 5 word name. Each group give it a name. give you about 3 minutes to do this. Give each group a name. Again, take about 1.5 minutes. Finish naming your group. Finish naming your group. One more minute. Finish naming your groups. Naming your groups. Again, you don't have to use the categories I give you. Think of a name that matches the feeling of this group. For those of you who missed the first 3 classes, we focused a lot on audience analysis, meaning the most important thing to do before you talk is actually decide who you are talking to. Okay. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to think about someone you want to introduce yourself to. Not in general, not I want to introduce myself to everybody. That's impossible. It truly is. I want you to think about, and you don't have to be the same. Every person can be different. Who do you want to introduce yourself to? This could be introducing yourself to new friends. This could be introducing yourself to your family. This could be introducing yourself to a new job. Introducing yourself to a grad school, introducing yourself to someone you think is really, really cute. Okay? Choose one person you want to introduce yourself to. Okay? So, quickly write down, again, who do you want to introduce yourself to, and think about some of the ideas about this person. So, for example, if you say, I want to be able to better tell my parents who I am. Okay, good. So, the person you want to talk to is parents. What do you know about them? Are they, very open-minded? Or are they very traditional? Do they care about your health? Do they care about your success? What do they care about? Alright, so you can sticky this a little bit. Who do you want to talk to, and what do you know about them? If you want to introduce yourself to a job, don't say, any job that gives me money. What job do you want? I want a job at a magazine. Okay, what does a magazine care about? Write down a few things. You can do this on small stickies. I'll give you about 2 minutes. Again, think more. Who are you giving your self-introduction to? It's not everybody. Who would you give this self-introduction to? If you need more stickies, they're in front. If you need more stickies, they're in front. So again, think of an audience. Who would you introduce yourself to? Give you about 2 minutes to think. 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes to think about who you want to introduce yourself to. Think a little more. If you're saying it's to a job, what job? What job do you want? What do they care about? If it's to your friends, what's the occasion? Why do you want to know? What do you want your friends to realize? Maybe they think they know you very well, but you have something you want them to better understand. Who do you want to talk to? Think about 30 more seconds, think a little more. If you don't have the perfect answer, that's okay. We'll figure out how to deal with that next. But I want you to have a general idea. Do you want to talk to family? Do you want to talk to friends? Do you want to talk to your professor? Do you want to talk to your classmates? Do you want to talk to a new job? Do you want to talk to, a new grad school? Who do you want to talk to in general? Now, I want you to choose one group, one category. Choose one group that you want this audience, or that you want to use to make someone really understand. So again, all the walls are about all of you. But key message is about finding one way to make someone remember you. Making someone remember you. So I want you to look at your groups, and I want you to choose one. This one group is going to be the key of how you introduce yourself. All right. So, figure out which group. Figure out which group you are going to use as the key to introduce yourself. And again, think about who you're introducing yourself to. Choose one group that is now the key of how you are going to talk about yourself. So you have probably 4 groups or 5 groups. Choose one. And this is who you are going to be. If you need to move some notes, that's okay. But, again, do not go back to, for example, if you want to interview for a job, don't talk about only how amazing you are. Everybody talks about only how amazing they are. Nobody remembers anything. This is why I want you to find that key piece. What is that key piece you want someone to really know about? This is why we categorize. It is going to be difficult. That's okay. Because again, part of the difficulty is you're going to create something for someone to remember you. Okay. Now that you have your one group, choose your one group. I'll tell you this. Take a photo. Take a photo of your little wall. You will want to remember it. So take a photo of your wall is now, because we're going to take it out. So I know everyone here has a phone. If you don't have a phone, talk to your friend. Get them to help you out. Take a photo of your wall. After you take a picture of your wall, after you take a picture of a wall, the one category you are going to introduce, the category you are using, the group you are using, leave it. The other groups, take them down. The other groups, take them down. So only the group you will use, keep it up. The group you will use, keep on the wall. If you are not using it, take it down. So, right now, you should only have your main group on the wall, the thing you want to talk about. The only thing on your wall is the thing you want to talk about. So the rest, take that. Busy making pictures. All right. Okay. Now, what you have left on your wall, the category that you want to introduce, the way that you are going to connect to your audience, I want you to start to think about how to introduce this in about 1 minute or less. Ideally between 30 seconds and 1 minute. How can you introduce yourself using this information? So think about what's on your wall. How could you make a connection? How could you make someone remember you based on this 30-second to 1 minute introduction? Okay. And we also chose who we want to talk to. So think about who you want to talk to and how this information will make them better understand you, and more importantly, make them remember you. one category left. How are you going to use this in 30 seconds or 1 minute to get someone to understand? When you're thinking of your 30-second introduction, I don't want a list. I don't want a list of your personality. Think about how these words and categories can come back into either a story or some kind of meaningful thing to introduce. So again, before when we did the introduction, people are like, this is my name, this is my major, this is where I studied, this is where I grew up. I don't want number one, number two about you. I want you to think more about how can these be turned into a story to understand you better. So, for example, if you have a lot of things about exercising, but also you have a lot of things about you like to travel, or you like to see new things or talk to new people, maybe your idea about riding a bike. Riding a bike is not about the exercise. Riding a bike is about the way you go out to see new things. This is the way I go to meet new people. This is the way that I learn new things. My bike can take me somewhere else. Show me something different. Okay? If you have a lot about maybe you are quiet, or you like to play online games, but you think that you're very friendly, think of a way to describe this. Maybe it's like, when I play online games, it's not about just the game. It's about the social part. I can find people and conquer a world together. I can find success with a group of people who don't know each other. And I find a thrill in getting to know new people and overcoming challenges online. Don't just give me a list. How do your words tell a story? How do your ideas create a story or something I can learn about you? Okay? You look very confident. You ready? It's not about impressive. The point is again, like for here, maybe you might look at that and feel that it's not so positive. But actually, when we talk about what people don't know about you, we can use it as to create a bigger picture. So for example maybe these are some things about you that people don't know. But it also means that it's something that you are trying to either improve. Okay? So this becomes a story. Before we talked about failure is not just failure. Failure could be the beginning point for the story of success. Okay? Or two is just like, for example, do you know who Robin Williams is? That actor. Oh, okay, you don't watch. I'll say, for example, there's a lot of these brilliant artists or singers, musicians, actors that from the outside people think, oh, they must have a good life, they're always happy, they're always joking, I'm laughing. But actually, when they don't see what's inside, this is part of their creativity. What makes them sad, what makes them depressed, they use in the creativity to create more things. But people don't see that. So this can be one of those things where it's like the things that people are not seeing. Maybe this is how you make decisions. Maybe this is what pushes you to do the next thing. So if they understand that, they can understand more of your thinking style.
I think my way to think that is right.
Oh, okay. Good. category. It's like maybe these are things that you think you're good at, but people are not seeing quite yet. Or maybe it's like, this is who you want to be. You want to be that guy that people can come and ask for help, and you're always ready to give advice. This is how you want people to know you. And this becomes your story. It's not just a list, but it's like, again, who's at the core of what you want to be. Okay. For those of you who missed the storytelling class, the category you chose may not look super happy and positive. Okay? This is okay. When we talked about storytelling, we talked about a very good story always has a low point. Which means that if on your wall you have a lot of things that you're like, I don't want to tell someone that I'm lazy, or I don't want to tell someone that I get sad. But actually, in your story to becoming successful, or in your story about how to change, this is, again, what you can let people see about you to start building that story. So for example, if in your introduction, I'll give you a very good example. There's a guy who started a software company to teach people basic math. Okay? Most people would assume that, oh, I'm going to buy this program from you to learn math. You must be really, really smart at math, so you can teach me. But he did the opposite. He said, starting in junior high school, I failed. I had an F in every math class I ever took. So, I knew I wasn't good at math, so I found a way to teach myself differently than what I learned in school. And I created a program to help people who are terrible at math, like me, become better together. All right? He took this weakness. He's not a math genius. He sucks at math. So why should he teach you math? Because he understands your problem. He understands you are not good at math. I was bad at math, so I found a way to become better. Okay? So, for example, if you say, my dream is to become, the Taiwan Idol best singer in Taiwan, and I am a terrible singer, and I get, I cry anytime I need to talk in front of too many people. Okay? This is your starting point. So how do you create this starting point and create a story of how do I become a singer? So what I want people to understand about me is you need to give me time. If I'm going to talk in front of many people, is have patience. Show me patience so that I can achieve my dream. Okay? Same, maybe you're talking to your family. You can go, you instead of going to your family and be like, oh, I didn't study hard, please don't hate me, blah, blah, blah. Maybe your story to your family is listen, I'm going to show you my scores. And maybe you're a little upset. But the reason my scores are a little bit lower is because I have been working really hard in my part-time job to achieve success so that when I leave school, I can start in a better position. Okay? Don't be afraid of your low points. Don't be afraid of the things that you feel people will judge you. Use this as the start of your story. Use this as the way to bring yourself up. Okay? How much time do we have? All right. I'm going to give you about 4 more minutes to think about your 30-second or 1-minute introduction. And then I'm going to find a few brave souls to hopefully share their own introduction. So, again, in your category, don't take away all the scary things to say. Use this. Use this as a way to connect with somebody. of my core philosophies is I never ask people to do something I cannot do. So to be fair, I will give you a quick introduction of something I really believe to help you understand more about it. Okay? One of the things that I truly believe is that any person can become a leader, no matter what your background experience is, what you studied, or where you went to school. The way that I became a business owner and I learned how to lead a company and how to lead an organization was by playing computer games. I didn't go to school for business. I didn't go to school for public speaking. I studied computer science and I studied history, which means that I should be in the back of the room not talking at all. And this is how I spent most of my senior high school and college years. I became a leader because I play an online game, World of Warcraft. And I have played it for 13 years. And about 3 years into playing the game, I became the raid leader. Twice a week, it is my job to take a group of 25 people and bring them through a dungeon. Okay? I did this twice a week, every week. And from this experience, I had to do the research about how to defeat the enemies. I had to do the research and find out what my people, these are not people I met in real life. These are people I played the game with. What are they good at? What are they bad at? What can they do? What do they not like to do? I had to learn this and find out how to take a group of 25 strangers to become a top group in the game. To the point where most top game groups will play every day, 5 hours a day. Because everyone I played with all had jobs. We played twice a week, 3 hours at a time, and we were probably top 3 on our entire server. Okay. This is what taught me almost all the decisions I make in my own company now. And most people think I'm crazy because the way that I base how I learned how to get people to work, how to get people motivated, how to find out people's weaknesses, I all learned from a game. And yet, my company has been as successful as people who went to Harvard, Yale, Princeton. And I learned everything in the game. Okay? To me, the experience of how you learn something is more important than where you learn it. Okay? And this is something that I have told many people when they ask me, I want to change jobs, I want to change careers, should I go back to school? And my answer is no. Don't go back to school. Find a way to get the experience. I learned to lead a company based on playing an online game. You can learn to do something new by getting experience outside of school. Okay, good. Your professor is not here. So, something I will tell you all now. Learn what you can learn here. But the truth is this university will not define the rest of your life. What you decide to learn on your own or learn together with other people after you graduate will be more useful than everything you learn here. So if you are not #1 in your class, that's okay. What are you learning to show a company what you're good at? If you are #1 in your class, that's also okay, but don't assume everything here will happen the rest of your life. Find something you care about. Okay? Good. Now, who would like to give us a quick introduction? No one has died yet in my class over 10 years of teaching. We'll all be okay. No one will judge you. You have to start somewhere. All right? Yes, sir.
How long voyage is like?
About 30 seconds to 1 minute. Again, if it's like 20 seconds, 35 seconds, it's fine. If it's a minute and 20 seconds, it's fine.
I want to be like 讲国旗， make a dream. Set up a studio about UE for computer made game. I want to talk to my parents. I need to exchange. I need to hard coding and let's play computer game.
To play computer games less? Or okay. So your key message here is you want to talk to your parents. That's who you want to talk to. And you want to make them understand your dream of starting a computer game company. Okay. We'll go back to this. What do your parents, this is personal for you. What do your parents care most about?
Do I coding my own ideas?
Okay, are you following your own ideas?
Yeah.
And if you do this, they are okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your major now? What are you studying now?
IT.
Oh, okay. Computer engineering. Technically, not that. All right. So, who is jobbers? No. Sorry, just tell me again. Who do you want to be like? Steve? Okay. That's okay, you're good. Jobs. Chinese makes it a little too, so just Steve Jobs. Okay. No, don't take it down. You're fine. All right. So, if this is the core of what you want to do, then if you want to talk to your parents, then you can create that introduction and be like, Mom, Dad, you have always told me you want to follow my own ideas, my own dreams. And right now, my goal is to become a game designer. My idols are people like Steve Jobs who were able to take their ideas and create these amazing products, these amazing software. So, for example, you see me playing computer games all the time. I want you to understand this is not just about having fun, but I am trying to learn the style and the imagination of people who've created successful games so that when I go back to coding, I can create the same experience. Okay. If you're trying to convince them that you're playing computer games for the good of the future, you need to find a category of how to explain this. The only balance is there if you go, Mom and Dad, I'm going to play computer games every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because I'm learning. You're going to have to be able to show them what you are doing, too, someday. But okay. Again, if you just tell your parents, I want to play computer games all the time and I don't want to go to school, they're going to be like, hold on. But if you can show them honestly, it says, I have this dream. And I think that these people, Steve Jobs, Gabe Newell, the guy who started Valve, are my idols. These people who created these amazing games and amazing worlds that make a lot of money. I got to experience it so that I can code. Good. All right, see, no one died. It was okay. We have a general idea. Next, I need volunteers to try and share something about themselves. All right, go for it.
I would like to talk to my parents.
All right.
Because I think they also think I'm playing computer, but I learned computer drawing use computer, and take a photo and use a PS. I learning by myself because I use computer, but they think I also playing computer, so I want to tell them that I use computer is not just for play the game or watch video, and I have to learn it online. Yeah.
Okay. What is your major?
International business.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. But again, this creates an interesting dichotomy where your parents are going, you're international business, why aren't you studying? Why are you, playing, why are you on the computer all the time? Okay. Again, this goes back to what do your parents care most about?
They care I have a job or not. Yeah.
Okay. slightly different key message. You know, dear mom and dad, I'm studying international business, maybe because you believe this is a good way to get a job. But I found a real passion in design, especially computer design. So when you see me on the computer all the time, actually what I have been doing is I've been teaching and learning online how to become a designer using AI, using Photoshop, because actually this is a very good market to go into. And then you can do some research to show your parents, you know, how much maybe graphic designers make or what kind of world. In fact, I have a very good friend who had that exact same situation, where her parents went, art? No, you're going to be poor, living in the streets, you know, with no money. And she has been incredibly successful because she found an art style that's very different. Okay. Cool. So again, different problems. One person's parent is very supportive of follow your own dreams. Are you doing that? Okay, your key message becomes, I am following my dreams. I'm not just playing computer games. Another person is, her parents are concerned about what is her future and why on the computer. So her key message changed a bit to, I am working very hard. I am teaching myself a skill that can maybe give me a job I love in the future. And here's the information to show this is a good job in the future. So you'll have to do some research on to prove your parents you can make money. Good. Right. Probably we have, give me one more person, one more brave volunteer to try to introduce. Everyone's like, no, I want to go home. Give me a 30-second message why you should go home. Anyone? Just give me one more, and then you can go home. You can be savior of the class by volunteering. And then you can all go home.
Okay, I want to try that.
All right.
I would like to talk to government functionaries about my dreams.
Okay.
And my dream is I would like to buy my own house. Maybe just a bungalow. Sorry. It's just a bungalow, a big living room, and big living room, and I can invite friends any weekend to my house for party. And I would like to work in the overseas as one crew in the airport. And my spatial dream is I would like to get the first people to be on Mars.
To be on Mars.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of big dreams. Okay.
Yeah, because I saw the NASA's website, they have lottery. And who has a lottery, who has one volunteer on Mars. But there's a price.
Okay. Who do you want to talk to?
Government functionary.
All right. Government official. What do you think the government cares about?
Maybe I just give them my information, the message for them. Maybe they will use a note. Especially for a Mars.
All right. Here's the deal. I'll give you a little background information. In Taiwan, the government cares about one thing: themselves. Okay. And this comes from someone who has spent a lot of time dealing with the government, and it's very painful. But, all right, you have a dream. If he just goes to the government and says, this is my dream, you should support me, give me money. The government will go, yeah, no. If you're in a situation dealing with someone who cares about their own reputation, your job becomes, how do you make them feel like helping you is good for them? All right? One way that you can approach a government program is this. It says, I have a real dream of becoming an astronaut. Okay? And what I want is I am hoping you can give me some support for living and for finding a job that helps me achieve this. Because if Taiwan can start, if I become an astronaut, I will give the credit to you. I will say, the Tainan Government Bureau really supported strongly what I was doing, and that this is how I became Taiwan's first astronaut. So if you can go back and say that, if you help me, all the reputation, all the fame, I will give you. You did this for me. I'm just the person who did it. Maybe they will open their thinking a bit. For example, for housing, right now in Kaohsiung, there's very old villages, old military villages that the government is spending money to fix. So actually, you can get the house for free, and they will give you money to fix it. But if you go tell them, my dream is to fix this house and have somewhere free to live, they will go, I don't care, not you. The people who get the houses are the ones that go to the government and said, I am going to make this center to bring more foreigners to Kaohsiung, to bring more people to believe Kaohsiung is a good place, and that you helped me do this. The government's like, oh, here's the money, okay? Because you are making them look good. So if your dream is to do this, how can you make the government feel like, oh, I'm so good, I helped this person? This is what they care about. All right, so please take your stickies with you. What we did today, the process today, we did about yourself. Actually, anything you want to introduce. If you have a company idea or you have a project idea that you want another person to give you money, you can use this same process. You can use this same goal. What I did when I asked these questions are not that special. The questions is, my job is to take everything in your head and get it out. Because it's very easy for people to focus on details. But actually you want everything out. So, this sticky wall idea, use it. You have to write a presentation, make a wall and put all your ideas, all the information. You want to go to a job interview, before you go to the job interview, everything you want to say, just put it on a wall and think about it. Alright, have a wonderful week and end of semester. This is our last class, so I hope you had fun. Enjoy your week and semester. Bye-bye.
Excellent.